Hello everybody, and today we are going to talk about Guilty Crown, a mobile game based on an anime. But first of all, if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, then please consider liking this video as it does help the channel a lot. Anyway, back to the game, which is not really that good. Well, okay, let's start with the positives. For obvious reasons, you cannot hear the soundtrack, however, it is really good, which is not surprising considering that it is based on an anime, and usually animes have really good soundtracks compared to games. But at the same time, it is still really nice to see them use it. The second positive I can give this is that a lot of the story is animated, whether it be in 2D or 3D, so they try to recreate segments from the anime inside of the game, and I do appreciate that. Just think about that. They could have went the cheap route here and just used 2D segments, from the anime, as well as just still images, which they still do, don't get me wrong here. But from what I have seen so far, there is some significant amount of reanimating what seems to be important segments from the anime, but in 3D. And considering how long it takes for 3D animation in general, as I say, this is very appreciated, even if it isn't really the best animation. And since we are on the subject of animations, I do like the fact that at the very least from the characters that I have, the interactions with them on the bridge or on the home screen is very cute in my opinion. The third positive I can give this game, and the final one, is that at the very least the controls do feel tight in the sense that they do work. There is no lagginess, which is something that I have seen other games with even higher production than this one, or look better, but they just do not play that well. And speaking of which, let us talk about the gameplay. It's very generic and very boring and very not exciting, and I fell asleep playing every single stage. Like, the best way to explain this or to describe it is a watered down Honkai Impact 3 that was released 4 years too late, where instead of taking the good stuff from Honkai Impact 3, it takes everything that is generic from every other mobile game that drives me off a wall. Like something as simple and basic and repetitive, something that you will do a lot in any hack and slash game, is dodge a lot. Yet, in this game and many other games like it, you have a timer on it, so you can only dodge 3 times before waiting a few seconds until you dodge again. You can still move, but it doesn't matter when you have enemies that have a wide area of attacks. And it's not like you have an ultimate evasion versus a normal dodge, where you can still dodge from enemies, but you won't have a special effect, like, stopping time. No, you just can't dodge at all, which is it's really frustrating. Moving on to the character animations, when you attack enemies, they leave a lot to be desired, where it's just so basic and soulless and lifeless. I mean, they might be very faithful to the anime itself for all I know, but this is just very boring. Sure, you have like one flashy animation for each one of the characters, but it's just not enough. Add to that the very basic gameplay mechanics, where it's just pressing on a button, waiting for a timer to be done, and then press on the button again, and hordes of enemies that come to you in waves, ending with a boss. Then you end up with yet another generic hack and slash mobile game that wants to be like Honkai, but doesn't even do that. You think I'm being really harsh at this point, but there is even an image of the, weaknesses and strengths for enemies and characters, and it's just the same as Honkai's. So, yeah, like, the comparison to Honkai isn't really unfair here. But even that is unfair to Honkai because, again, this game is copying gameplay mechanics from games like, Ragnarok, which I think that was the name of it. A game that, at the very least, had characters jumping, something that this game doesn't have. The next thing we can talk about is the character designs, the ultimate thing for games like this about waifus and whatnot and husbandos, which is not really good. I know I am at the start of the game, but looking at the character selection, or at the very least at the first 3 characters that you get, again, this is based on an anime, and many animes of these nature, they kind of have a protagonist, you know, the main character looking as generic as possible, while the side character here just doesn't really scream anything special to me. I think this game would have benefited from reimagining some of the main characters in different outfits, which would have helped a lot. There are some swimsuits available in the game, so there are alternative outfits, but that's not really what I mean. Anyway, final verdict about this game. Well, I feel bad for everything that I said here because obviously this is meant for the Guilty Crown fans. It's not meant for me. And even though I never watched the anime or am a fan of the anime where I don't intend on watching it, I can see that the developers put a lot of love and care into the game. There is a lot of stuff in it from what I've seen so far that does seem to be a lot of references to the anime. So if you are a fan of that anime, then you might want to give this game a shot. It's not bad. Again, it's not a bad mobile game. Everything in it works as intended, but it is so late in the game in terms of what it offers, which is, well, nothing. It's just very generic. But as always, that is just my own opinion, so please tell me yours in the comments below. Tell me if you tried it, do you intend on trying it, and what do you think about it? Please tell me, I'm very interested in reading your opinion. And while you are at it, please consider subscribe, rate, share, as it does help the channel a lot. Or if you want, you can support the channel through becoming a member like these awesome people, whom I would like to thank a lot for their continuous support. Anyway, that is it for me for today, and until my next video, thank you for watching and I hope you have a nice day.